Hey y'all, welcome to Fitting and Homemaking. My name is Sarah, and today we are going to be reorganizing this pantry. Now, this is not going to be a fancy reorganization. I don't have any bins or anything to put things in, but this has gotten to a point of being non-functional, and I hate it. And I just want to be able to get a cereal box out without being worried about dumping all of the cereal on the floor and being able to tell if we have baking soda or not. So let's go ahead and get to it. It was organized at one point. I'll go down below, and I think I've organized this on video before. I'll see if I can find that and link that below, but let's get started. Sorry if a lot of this is going to be my back to you, but not really sure how else to do that. All right, so already we've got 2 baking sodas. This one has almost nothing in it. This one's fairly full, so let's consolidate, and that can get recycled. Just toss that over there. Okay. All right, baking soda. Yay. We have baking powder, cocoa. So this is kind of like the baking shelf, which is what I would like it to be. We were thinking about doing s'mores, so we have some s'mores stuff here. Okay, so one of the places we shop is Lidl, and we love Lidl, but the only baking powder they have had for the recent past are these little packets. And it is insane to try to bake with these little packets because it's not like a normal measure. It's 10 half-ounce packages. So there's 15 grams in each if you're not in America and use the metric system like sane people. So I bought this because I was so irritated using with these, but maybe I will take the time to dump these into here eventually. But those are just so irritating to use. Mostly empty thing of cornstarch. Parchment paper that presumably doesn't fit anywhere else. I'm going to put it over here because that's the drawer that it should be in. Don't know if there's room in that drawer, but that's something for later. It does not go in the pantry. Bread flour. An empty container just taking up space. We'll use that for something. All right. Some other chocolates and chocolate chips and baking chips. This looks like oat flour. Yes. This is all-purpose flour. What else is in here? This is wheat flour. This is maseca, which we haven't made corn tortillas in a while. Random bag of sugar. Light brown sugar, which I didn't think we had. Because it's not with the other sugars. Another thing of cornstarch. Maybe we can put those together. Chips that have escaped the bag. These are nice ones. White Ghirardelli chips. I must have been making the Earl Grey tea truffles that I make around Christmas time for my friend who is celiac. So that's like a nice treat that's gluten-free, that's a little bit fancier. That can go with that bag. And yet another partially open bag of baking powder. Okay. I am just going to get one of our little reusable paper towels here. And this is just water on here because I really just want to reorganize this. I don't actually care about cleaning it today, but there's lots of flour powder and stuff on here. All right. Let's see. This is the rest of the sugars, random sugars bag that I've just been shoving in there. Here's some more wheat flour. So I'm just going through and seeing if I can see any other, oh my gosh, and this is what I hate. Here's some other flour. So I would really like to get all of the baking stuff back together. What's this? Sunflower seeds, like what? Why do we have sunflower seeds? I mean, it's fine that we have sunflower seeds, but why are they in here? These are like planting seeds, not eating seeds. All right. You guys stay there. That goes elsewhere. Okay. Should I just pull, here's the sugar. This has always needed to be on a separate thing, but maybe I can get it up here. Okay. Large amount of stuff, not a lot of space, but let's reorganize it so the things that we use less go towards the back, and maybe we can consolidate some things. This sugar, there's definitely room in here for that. So let's go ahead and do that. And this is just, we have food coming in the house from a number of different sources. Some of our neighbors like get food from their mother-in-law that they can't have, like their daughter has an egg allergy. Sometimes my husband has extra food from work, like food ingredients from work that he brings home. There's just, we're getting like random things thrown at us from every which way. So that makes it a little bit hard to organize things. All right, so that's the sugar, which as you can hear, I've just gotten all over the countertop. All-purpose flour. There's not a ton of room in here. See if we can get a little bit more in there. All right. Get in there. I am going to be baking some more though, so hopefully I will get more of that used up. All right, wheat flour, maybe can get a little bit more in there. I do have some bananas in the freezer that I could use to make banana chocolate chip bread if we actually have like the right chocolate chips. I don't know if we do or not. Or I guess we have more chocolate than we need for the s'more, so I could just do chocolate chunks instead of chocolate chips, but it means I have to cut up the chocolate, and I'm feeling pretty darn lazy, so I need to have like a baking schedule. We can't have too many baked treats at one time, otherwise they won't get eaten in time before they go bad. All right, the maseca, I don't see extra of that. That's bread flour. I guess we can put the bread flour in this one and label it. Let's do that. So, because I can't visually tell the difference between all-purpose flour and bread flour like I can the maseca and the wheat flour. All right. Holding that in the most awkward way possible. Oh gosh, I really hope this all fits. Okay. All right, fantastic. Let me immediately label that before I forget. Oh, here it is. All right, and we just use a little Scotch tape. Sounds like it's almost gone. What'd I say this was? It's bread flour. Bread flour. I guess I'll put it on one of the sides too, so we don't have to look at the top each time. Here we go. All right. Bread. This is really hard to write like this. Flour. Ouch. Okay, put that back over here. All right, let's see. We don't use the maseca very much. Can go all the way back. This is just a little bit of oat flour. Baking cocoa can go on top of the oat flour, just because we really don't use those things that much. All right, let's see. We've got cornstarch, which we don't use. This is a bag inside a box, terribly, terribly often. Is this open? Yes. Will this fit? It's gonna be pretty close, I think. We normally only use this when we make Asian-inspired meals. I know you can use it as a thickener for a lot of other stuff, but just a little bit more. All right. There we go. All right. Yeast, we don't actually use that often. I'm gonna put it on top of the baking cocoa. We also have yeast in the fridge, so that's fine. All right. All-purpose and the wheat flour. All right, let's look and see what's in here. All right. Let's see if any of this is expired. This is white baking chips, assuming that's white chocolate. Best results used by, and there is 0 date on, oh no. Okay, this is confusing. It says April 10, 20, 07, 21, 29. Oh, 21, 29 has a colon, so that's the time. So, all of those dates have passed, and it's already been opened, so I'm gonna say that that's no good anymore. All right. Lidl, we haven't opened it that much. Milk chocolate with hazelnut paste. I don't use that in baking, so this can go in a treat area, which is not here. Semi-sweet chocolate morsels. That's still good. That's 2026. This is Lidl. This should still be good. The date's ripped off, but those should still be good. This is bittersweet rather than semi-sweet. I guess we'll keep those in separate bags. Semi-sweet. I have butterscotch baking chips. This is just pointless of me to do this. Let's get some tape on here. I'll have to make sure the next time I make anything, I can probably just mix the two of those. No one will be able to tell really if it's like in a bread. All right, butterscotch. I feel like that's been a while. Best if used by 2022. Okay. Goodbye. This is Ghirardelli chocolate. That looks like it's not good anymore. I mean, I know chocolate lasts for a long time, but... All right. This I'm just gonna leave out. This will just be for little open ones. To keep them together. All right. This is different sugars. Got a little bit of dark brown sugar left there. This is powdered sugar. Brown sugar, powdered sugar. All right, let's see if we can consolidate these, if they're okay. That is 2022. This, I feel like we just bought this recently. For making birthday cakes and stuff. Huh, 2018, all right. $20.26. This is probably recent as well. 2026. These are both dark brown sugar. They're gonna have a party together. If I can get them out of the bag without just dumping sugar everywhere. All right, somewhat successful. All right, this is light brown sugar from Lidl, so it's gotta be newer. I think that says 29 on it. Yeah, so if this brown sugar is good until like, oh wait, no, it says 26, okay. We're gonna say if this is good for that many years and the other sugars were that far expired, that's pretty nasty. All right, put the binder clips back on these guys. Can go back in their bag just so they can party together. All right. I think I'm actually going to put the other little baking stuff in here too. Just so that it's easier to just pull it out. I know that's like the sugar bag. These are so hard to close sometimes. Okay, so that's okay. All right. I will probably speed this part up because it's probably just going to be painfully slow. It looks like there's enough room in here. Pouring baking powder into baking powder. Or maybe 15 grams is a lot more than I think it is. Maybe one more. And then I'll just have to put the little packets on top so I use up the packets first and never buy the baking powder from there again. Yeah. All right. Maybe a little, do I have a little rubber bandy? Yes. All right, these are getting rubber banded together. Perfect. Okay. So we put the maseca, the little bit of oat flour that I had left, the cocoa, the yeast. We're going to put the cornstarch back there. Actually, let's put the marshmallows and the Hershey bars in the back so that my kids don't see it every single time we open this pantry, and I will be able to see the marshmallows over the cornstarch. We'll put alternative sugars there. And then the wheat flour, I've got quite a bit of this, so maybe I will bake this week with that. My daughter was looking forward to having more banana chocolate chunk bread. I've got enough chocolatey things to put in there, so that should be fine. Put that in front of the cornstarch. This in front of the flour it represents. Our normal flour, which I will also be baking with. Actually, the bread flour should go back because we don't use bread flour hardly at all. So let me turn that sideways. Bread flour. All right. All-purpose flour. And will this fit on top? It will. All right. Then baking soda and baking powder. does it almost fit that way? Haha, okay. Fantastic. It's all fitting. It's not hanging over. Baking powder, normal flour, sugar, baking soda, wheat flour. Everything else is fine. Okay. Fantastic. Now for this one. All right. We've got penguins with penguins in a cup. You just take care of that now. There. All right, saltine crackers that we're probably never gonna finish eating, but we got them because my son had a tummy bug. This boba tea thing is going in my husband's music room, and hopefully he will just decide to get rid of it or to make it, because it's taking up a lot of space in here that we don't have. Just shoving it on the table for now though. Frosted shredded wheat, which is not something we normally get, but that was something my husband wanted to get for the kids to try. Oat hoops and honey nut oat hoops, because we're too cheap for Cheerios. This must have really been on sale. Oh wait, this is the Lidl version. Okay. I was gonna say, I can't believe he actually brought name brand cereal. All right. We are just going to take these off because the messiness of that is horrible. And it just makes everything get caught on it. Okay. Granola bars for the kids and my husband. And I was gonna check this to see if I could actually have these or not. My husband said that he did check it and he thought I could have them. This is what living life with a very common food allergy is like. So these I can't have because it says contains soy, wheat, milk, tree nuts. Fine with all of that, but it says may contain peanuts and other tree nuts. I'm not good with peanuts. I have a very severe peanut allergy. So it contains wheat, milk, soy, and eggs, may contain peanuts and tree nuts. So I also can't have this, even though it's like a fruit and grain soft baked cereal bar, right? Because it's just all the foods made in factories, you know, and you can't, and just can't. Not willing to do that and have a really uncomfortable ER visit. Okay. Ooh, it's messy in here. So we got oatmeal, which is what I eat every morning. Something stuck to that. We had a Cheerio explosion in the back here. So these are steel cut traditional oats. My husband keeps saying that he's going to eat these because he likes the steel cut oats. It's a texture thing for me. I can't stand them. Let's get, here you guys go. Where did I put my cleaning thing? I really just want to sweep this on the floor, but I won't. There's too many big chunks. What is that? It's like, is that a sticker? Is that a tattoo? It's a tattoo of a tractor that lost the front part. Okay. Somebody tried to give the pantry self a temporary tattoo. Okay, this is silly. There we go. All right. Guess I should just leave that out. And now, yes, I am just sweeping it on the floor because I don't care about that little amount. Okay. I guess I'll give this box the same treatment. Like I said earlier, this is not about making things look super wonderful and aesthetic and like Instagram or YouTube perfect or whatever. This is just, things keep falling out on me and I'm getting very grumpy about it. Okay. So as you can tell, I got a multi-pack, and I'm not as keen on the maple brown sugar variety, but that's what we have left, so we will be eating that. We need more bread. Let me write that on the fridge before I forget. Bread. Okay. And by on the fridge, I mean we have like a little menu thing where we can write a grocery list. Okay. This is gonna go in the back. I will ask my husband about it, but I have a feeling we are never gonna eat that. We usually only eat grits when we have breakfast for supper, so that's fine to go there. Old-fashioned oats in the actual oatmeal packets I use every single day. So we'll put that like that. Saltine crackers can go in the back. We very rarely use those. Okay. Usually we're getting the oat hoops and the honey nut oat hoops out at the same time so we can stack those. And gosh, there's something on the floor here that is so bothering me. Shredded wheat can go right there. We can put the penguin crackers here, I think. And then maybe, are these gonna dump out if I put them that way? They seem okay. Oh, maybe not. Maybe if I stack them all like this in the box, because I think they're extra in here. Oops, there's one lying down. Maybe like that. No, gonna be difficult. All right, that's gonna make that hard to get out. What if we do this? Okay. So that works for like breakfast and snacks. I'm sure there's more snack stuff down here. And the bread, I'm just gonna put on top of the oatmeal there because it's almost gone anyway. Although that doesn't plan well for the future, although the bread is usually on this next one down. So the graham crackers we got for the s'mores, but we also just eat them as snacks. So I'll put that back here. Can we see that though? Kind of. Not sure if I'm happy with that. Let me see if you guys can see these bottom ones or not. I need to move you down a little bit. You can kind of see them a little bit. I'll move you down for that next shelf, and then we'll figure out something for the bottom shelf. Okay, so like I said, we get food from a lot of different sources. I think this is something that another family said they weren't going to use, and we're like, sure, we'll use that. But now, not only do we have 4 packs of Kraft mac and cheese, we have 5 packs of Lowe's mac and cheese, which most of the family doesn't really like the store brand of this one for some reason. I mean, I'm one of the people who don't like it, but I can't like say specifically what I don't like about it. It just doesn't taste right. Crispy onions for salads. Sweet potato, I can go ahead and take that out because I'm going to be baking with that. So he doesn't need to live in there. This is tuna that my husband said he was going to try. 2026. I know it's been in there for, I think, as soon as that store opened. All right, we have tortillas. We have rice. Oh, maybe that other container was the rice container. I think I have another container that we're not using, though. Pasta. Crunchy shells. This is just the dregs of kettle corn. We don't need to have that in there. Granola. Need to have that. We'll put the granola up here because it's more of a breakfast parfait thing. Oops. Canola oil, which I do use with baking, but it just doesn't, it needs this taller one to fit on. Oh, here's some more bread. I guess we maybe don't need bread. Although this is the bread that the kids don't like. Minuscule bits of tortilla chips. Random onion. Pita crackers. What's the expiration date on these? I feel like it's been a long time since I bought these. Yeah, that's expired. And they're just in here without a bag. So those are probably beyond stale. All right. Yeah, little snack mix that it's probably been in there for a long time since it's all the way in the back. All right, that can get washed. What else is in here? Corn, green beans, and corn. Which is funny because we're not really a canned veggie family. This is sweet potato butter. Does this have expiration date on it? Just says refrigerate after opening. No clue. I'm not sure we're ever gonna eat this though. Peaches from 2021 that are looking not good anymore. And this is, I think these are like bourbon cherries or something, which I know we're not gonna eat. So I'm gonna put that over here so that we can clean those out later. This looks separated a little bit. I can't remember when we got this. If we haven't eaten it by now and it's been sitting back there, we're not gonna eat it. What do I do with my cleaning rag? Here it is. All right. All right. I'm actually gonna go ahead and clean out the next shelf down too. Oh my gosh, there's just so much stuff. Because it's kind of more of the same stuff. All right. We have potatoes. We have onions, which, fun fact, you're not supposed to store together, and we are. Dried peas in a thing. Sometimes I just don't understand us. All right, these are dried lentils and navy beans and like other stuff that could be dumped out. All right, let's see. Pasta that's spilling everywhere. Here we go. I'll use one of these clips. Maybe we can put the open pasta in there. More open pasta. At least this still kind of has a bag. Or a box, kind of. It's a lot of pasta, my goodness. Fruit snacks, which we just got. Should I put them up here? Puts them a little bit higher than my kids' eye level. Oh yeah, that's the other stuff we're not. Here. Put it like that. And I'll put the bread over there with the other bread. There we go. Another thing of tortillas. Obviously, we had one bag of tortillas and didn't think we had tortillas when we did, which is part of the issue. A lot of tuna. My goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cans of tuna. I guess I should make some tuna fish salad. We have some Death in here. The Death normally lives in a cabinet up there, so I'm gonna go put it up there. Yep, we have 2 other things of Death up there, so. All right. Crushed tomatoes and diced tomatoes. Y'all, I'm running out of counter space here. Oops, please don't fall. Please don't fall. Tomato paste, because those are the only things that come in containers that small, I feel like. Udon noodles. Best if used by 2025, July. And I feel less bad about throwing out, this is popping corn. Put that in here instead. About throwing out plastics, it is fairly inexpensive. Lasagna noodles, but not enough to actually make lasagna. All right. Apple sauces, these were also given to us. It's cinnamon applesauce, and this has quite a bit of sugar in it, so we usually mix that with yogurt for the kids so that they're not getting too much of it. Oh look, more corn. Why do we have so much corn? This is cream style corn. The other is just normal corn. I guess we need to start eating some canned corn. Look, more corn. Crisp and sweet, super sweet. Oh, and another thing of French style green beans. I must have been going to attempt to make some green bean casserole. Maybe I'll make some green bean casserole for myself, although I don't have cream and mushroom soup. All right, I'm not sure how many cans of corn one family needs, and this is coming from someone who grew up in Northern Illinois, in the rural part, like not the Chicago part of Illinois, but like the rest of Illinois. And if you have ever been to the state of Illinois, you know we specialize in corn. I actually had a family who live outside of the Atlanta area, and they drove up from outside of Atlanta, Georgia to Northern Illinois. It must have been like at least a 16-hour drive. And yeah, my cousin, who we were all like pretty close in age, but my eldest cousin on that side of the family is about 5 years older than me, and he must have been a teenager at the time. But after driving the length of Illinois, and Illinois is a pretty tall state, where we lived, it took us about, I want to say like 5 hours to get to Springfield, which is closer to the middle of the state. All right, I'm just going to throw that on the floor and go get a broom and sweep it because that did not go well. But yeah, he's just like, I'm never eating corn again after seeing that much corn. And I think it was like a good 3 months before he did eat corn again. So corn, we certainly have enough stocked. Let me go get a broom and get this mess out of the way. All right. That was maybe a little bit too vigorously done since it just went everywhere. Okay, now I know you guys couldn't really see that bottom shelf, so I'm just gonna put that over there. All right. So I'm gonna say canned stuff on the bottom. Most of it's canned stuff. Canned stuff on the bottom, yes. Let's try that. We're gonna put all the corn back. Here, I'll get you guys a little bit lower down so you can see. Otherwise you're just, there you go. All right. Corn, I'll leave the cream style corn stacked separately. All right, we can stack 3 high in here for a standard size can. Gosh, how many are there? Oh, those 2 are green beans, okay. So 6 cans of normal corn, 1 can of cream style corn, which I guess I'll just put in front of it. 2 cans of green beans, although 1 is French style cut, which is what I like using for green bean casserole, and the other 1 is not. Put the tuna. The tomatoes. Those don't stack well, so I'm just gonna put 1 in front of the other and kind of turn the label so we can see what we're doing. Tomato paste can go on top. Let's see. maybe the applesauce, because jars are close to cans. And we just, I mean, a lot of this is just, we have so much back stock of it. Okay. Maybe the potatoes, since they're heavier. And then this way maybe we can put the onions on the different shelf. We'll have enough room on this other shelf for it. And, all right, let's get these mac and cheeses stacked up here because this is a little ridiculous. There, we'll just stack like that because there's so much of it. All right. We use the spaghetti and the elbows. All right, maybe all the taco stuff goes on this side. So the hard shells, and then the tortillas, and then maybe the pasta that we use less back here. And maybe the loose beans and stuff. Maybe do these this way. Maybe that'll work, maybe that won't. Maybe that'll last like very little time. Oh, I forgot this tuna fish. We'll put that back with the other tuna fish. Rice, but we're gonna need a container for that, right? That's what I said. Let me go over here where you can't see and get the container. Don't have a big enough one. All of it. That's unfortunate. Do I really want to put it? No, I guess we'll figure that out once we open it. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out once we open it. Maybe I'll put it. No. That's going to be a conundrum because I don't really have a good container for that. All right, this is like an open thing, so we'll put that in that basket. And go with the onions. This is really baking. It'd be, oh, it does fit up there. I was gonna say it'd be so nice if it fit up there. Use it less than that though. I mean, there we go. Okay, that's solved. I didn't think it would fit up there. And I feel like I'm just shoving a lot of stuff in this bin now. But maybe that's just like loose, open bagged things. Breadcrumbs can go down here. I feel like there's real estate down here, but then we have the potatoes and the onions chilling together, which I shouldn't really be doing. I don't really want to take another, like a mixing bowl out of commission. That seems silly. I also don't want them on the countertop though. Well, they're just gonna have to get along. We'll just have to use them more quickly. All right, I think that's gonna do it. At least the stuff that we use most often. Up here is a little bit better. We've got some extra clips. Do we have anywhere for this parchment paper? I'm almost just feel like sliding it underneath, although we would never find it again. Can this be like standing up in a back corner? It could. It very well could. Oh, that's the cream corn. Can we just put it here? Oh gosh. What's it catching on? Oh, there's a little thing at the bottom there. Okay, I'm okay with that. Not happy about the onions and the potatoes, but we don't have like, we used to have a potato bin when I was growing up, but there's no place to put that. So yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Some of the flowers are going to be used more of this week, so hopefully these things will get a little bit more manageable. Yeah, hopefully that's good. All right, guys, sorry if that was a little bit chaotic, but that's going to be it for today's video. This was just something that was really bothering me a lot, and it just needed to be fixed. I mean, you can see some areas are pretty tight. This just means I need to bake more, which, hurrah, I love baking, so that's fine. Some of this stuff, now that we can see it, hopefully we will, eat down on it. I'll eat the packets, the oatmeal packs that I'm a little bit less keen on. We got some bread here to eat through, some dried beans maybe we can do something with a little bit later. We'll need to figure out a situation with that rice, or we're just gonna have to open up that bag really carefully and clip it. But yeah, that's looking 1000% better to me. And if you like decluttering content, if you like cleaning content, although I didn't really clean anything, I just kind of like dumped the messiness on the floor and now swept it near the trash bin. But other videos I do like actual for real cleaning. If you like that kind of content, please subscribe, comment down below what kind of content you prefer. I am trying to grow the channel. It's pretty slow going because I don't want to niche down and just become a cleaning video or just become a baking channel, not video. Because I like doing all of those things. So comment down below what types of videos of mine you like the best, and I'll try to get more of that type of content out for you. But I do want to get a variety of content and have the channel remain that way. So thanks so much. If you watched all the way to the end through my rambling and bitching and complaining, I very much appreciate you, and I will see you the next time. Bye.